right, hello and welcome back to the Spotter Stand. Be another great week of racing. Back in the booth with us is BSR Pockets, BSR Hot Rod. How you guys doing this week?
Pretty
Pretty
good. What's
good.
up,
What's up,
everybody?
everybody?
You guys noticed the new logo we got here? BSR Scar over at WLS Graphics hooked us up. It's a great looking banner here. Spotter Stand, weekly news and updates. Got all the. He even put my YouTube banner down there at the bottom. Got the Real Tech on there, the Drunken Cow Jerky, the Voiles Trucking, WLS Graphics. Got our Bomb Squad logo up there at the top. Thank you very much, Scar, man. That is a great looking logo, and we appreciate you doing all that work for us, man. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. That's a fantastic logo. That's just one of the many benefits we enjoy here. I just dial up Scar and say, "Hey, man, how about a banner for the Spotter Stand?" Boom, there it is. Look what he did. Great work from WLS Graphics, Tim Scarborough, and we really appreciate that.
Well, let's get started with the news from this week. We're gonna kick it off with something we all heard is going on. It's being sponsored by BSR Mayhem, formerly known as Axel Foley, the Sweetwater 5150 Challenge. You want to fill us in a little bit here, Pockets? Let us know what this is all about.
I have no. Yeah, I'm kidding. Yes, the Sweetwater 5150 Challenge is a series within a series. It's a mini series within our regularly scheduled Thursday night races. It features 5 races. Actually, it's 5 tracks, but 3 of the tracks we go to twice on the schedule. Those 3 tracks will be the score will be determined by the highest finish the driver gets at the 3 tracks in one of the races. So we're going to run 2 races at 3 of the tracks. We're going to take the top score from each of those events, or from the out of the 2 events, and that's going to go towards your total score. Then we have 2 tracks that we run once. Those are standalone events. We'll take your score from those events, combine the total, and winner, when it's all said and done and washed out, will receive a great prize from our good friend Axel Foley. And he told me that he's going to have a nice trophy and a whole bunch of jerkies, what he said, from DrunkenCowJerky.com. So, yeah, that's how that goes down, and thanks to Axel for all of that. I think
Man.
his first race was at Atlanta, where we're at this week.
Yeah, and I could not have had a worse start than this. Boy, Atlanta, I lost fourth gear in the Cup Series. Blew up twice. The first time they fixed it. Second time it just shut off on me, and I think I had a 19th place finish. And when you know Atlanta, one of the tracks we don't go to twice, so I don't get a chance to have a better score. That's it. That's what I've got for that race. So
Well,
it's gonna be a rough one for me.
don't feel bad, Jackson. I didn't have a very good race myself.
I didn't have a very good race either, so at least we've got a lot of more opportunities to kind of change those points. So that there is that. Hey, Rugrat, glad you could join us.
Welcome.
Hello, guys.
Something else that I wanted to talk about here before we get started on the week's racing. Jerky for the troops. I saw this over on the BSR Facebook page. There is a link on the BSR Facebook page for this Jerky for the Troops. Was started by Mark Heyman, owner of Drunken Cow Jerky. He has got a GoFundMe going where his goal is $400, and anybody who can afford to, you can go over there and donate just a little bit, whatever you can, to help him reach that goal. He's going to be sending jerky to our troops in support of our troops. So, yeah, I mean, I thought I'd get this in there and let everybody know there is a link there on the Bomb Squad Racing Facebook page where you guys can go and donate if you can.
You can probably add a link to the description of this page after this is over that people might be able to click on and see down at the bottom there. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I should have thought about that, but I will after this episode is over. For anybody who goes back and watches it later, I'm going to add the link into the description box, so you'll be able to click on it right there and go to it too.
Yeah, that'll tell you that'll give you kind of an indication of what type of small business and company Drunken Cow Jerky is. Mark Heyman, Richard Heyman, all the fine folks down in Dallas, Texas have thrown together this little special deal, a GoFundMe, where for every dollar that you donate, Mark is going to match that dollar, and then he's going to take the money. He's going to uh, purchase Drunken Cow Jerky and send it to troops overseas, active military troops. I think he said that when you donate, you can put somebody's name in the hat. He'll draw it out, or he's got a way. I think it might explain it in there. But yeah, it's just a way for Mark and Drunken Cow Jerky to give something back to his customers, and just to kind of show that if he succeeds, he wants to give back, and he's doing okay, and he wants to do a little something to give back to the community and to the people, and to especially the people who are fighting hard to defend our freedoms. And so that's what that's all about. It's a very worthy cause, something Mark come up with, and like I said, that just kind of shows you the thought process behind the minds there at the DrunkenCowJerky.com, and we really appreciate him doing that, and we're excited to get this thing kicked off and see if we can get some jerky out to the troops.
All right, well, let's get into the week's racing.
Let's go.
We start out with Wednesday night, the Truck Series. All three series did run at Atlanta this week. And we started off with the trucks. And what am I looking for here? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I had to scroll down. I've got a lot of extra stuff in here this week for some reason.
I was fixing to tell you I can't tell you what you're looking for, so I mean I could try, but I have no idea what you're looking for.
Now this week at Atlanta, it was BSR Hot Rod in that number 65 teriyaki truck that brought home the victory. Yes, BSR Hot Rod. I believe he said, I know he's won some races, but they were special events. I believe Hot Rod, wasn't this your first actual points series race victory here at BSR?
Out of all three of the series that we run, the major series, truck, Xfinity, and Cup, that is my first points race out of any of them.
Well,
congratulations.
Absolutely. I know I slept through the start of this one. You call me sleepy again, but I did get into the booth.
That ain't what we called you, but I mean, we can call you that.
Yeah, I did manage to get in the booth with Rugrat a little over halfway through the race, and I saw the last part of it. Man, you had a great truck. You were fast. You had a great run, and congratulations. Well-deserved win.
Thanks. It's been a long time coming.
Yes, it has. The number 65 Ford Raptor Drunken Cow Jerky Teriyaki Machine, piloted by our good friend, the Foot Doctor, steaming mad at racing. BSR Hot Rod, Larry Yeager, great win there in Atlanta. You know, I recall during about the halfway point of that race, I looked up and I seen Larry, and he was dancing around up there in the third, second place, and he was there most of the night. And I kept thinking, man, Larry's on fire up there. He's doing a great job. And then the next thing you know, I see him making some moves, and he brings home the checkered flag. So great job, Larry.
Yep, top five. I won the race. Monty Keller second, Nelly third, Pockets fourth, and BSR Poor Boy rounds out top five.
Well, that puts you up there with some good company. The top five, good race, great finishes by some guys there, and that was a fantastic race. I mean, it really was.
Yes, it was a very good race. We had at least one green flag stop. If we didn't,
I think there was two. Yeah, there might have been two. I can't really remember, but I know that it was a great race, and we had a lot of people, 23 racers. Just I mean, Atlanta. Going into Atlanta, I'm always a little apprehensive, a little bit nervous about Atlanta because Atlanta can get ugly quick. That track is famous for eating tires. It's super fast. It's one of those narrow mile and a half tracks that is just it's the speeds there are incredible. The tire wear is vicious, and it can produce a melee of sorts. When we get that many people on the track all competing, everybody competing for the top spot. But man, what a great race that was! I mean, we had a fantastic week all week long at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I couldn't be more proud of the gang and the group that showed up and the racers, and it was a good deal. And congratulations again to the number 65 Teriyaki ride piloted by BSR Hot Rod.
And
Yeah,
if I remember right, Texan, we talked about Atlanta being a big tire eater, and that's my best chance to win a race is the tire eater fuel tracks, and there you go.
yeah, we did talk about that because I knew, just from previous experience, racing with you, I know that on those tracks, you generally are one of the few that can actually make a full fuel run. A lot of times, especially in the cup, like not quite as bad in the truck, but a lot of times at some of these tracks, your tires wear out before your fuel goes away. And I knew you'd be able to make a run, and if you could have a semi decent setup, you'd have a good shot at this one. Yeah, it looks like the top three there, all three of them led a fair amount of laps. And but if you look down closer to the bottom, BSR Mayhem actually led the most laps there. 32 laps he managed to lead before he was out of the race. Looks like he had an accident somewhere during the race, ended up having to retire, but did manage to lead the most laps before he was out. Got the extra bonus point for that one. Let's take a look at the standings after two races in this series.
Oh, and that also relegates our good friend the Foot Doctor over into the Bomb Squad Racing Hall of Champions. What are we calling it?
The
The
Victory Lane Club.
Victory Lane Club second inductee for the year 2019 goes to Larry. He gets the special jacket and gets to hang out in the special little room that we have only for the winners. So congratulations, Larry. You're the second contestant on the Price is Right. So
I tell you what, that was a very warm welcome race after my bad luck at Daytona for the 2 weeks we were there.
yes, Trish, Texan did join you in the spotter stand. I had made a deal with him that if he joined you in the spotter stand, that I would lobby Rick Craddock for him to go ahead and get the Iron Man trophy for showing up and getting in the getting in the booth with you there. So we'll see what he has to say about that. So he was there, but he wasn't there, but he was there.
I sure hope that he goes for that because I missed the Iron Man by one race last year, and it was for the exact same reason. Fell asleep and didn't make the race. So yeah, I like that little Iron Man trophy, and I'd sure like to get another one this year.
Well, the precedent's been kind of set. What we'll do is now if anybody wakes up late and gets in late, and we've already started or whatever, if they'll go down and join Trish in the booth, then we'll count them as making the race. If they go in and support our stream that we have there going, that Trish does a great job on every week. So we'll see if we can't make that institute that policy, so to speak.
And
Well,
yes, Texan did do a lot of talking and communication with me and drivers as well. I think he did a really good job down there with me that night.
Well, he's trying to get me to let him go to the booth full time on one of these series, but I tell him that we just can't really afford to lose him on the track to the booth. But he likes doing that, and he does a good job doing that.
yeah, I have lobbied a couple of times to, you know, be willing to sit out one series, like say the truck series, and go to full time announcing during that series. But I enjoy racing, so I'll stay on the track. And speaking of racing, we've had the standings up here for a while. Look who's at the top of the board right now. BSR Pockets and BSR SS Joba
Oh,
tied for the lead. With BSR Quack in third place, only down by 2. Actually, he's tied. We've got a tie for the lead. Look at all the ties there. We've got a tie for the top spot. Quack and Monty Keller are tied for third place. Nelly and Vince Conway are tied for 5th place. And then you got Hot Rod and Scar right there, only down by 5 and down by 7. So after 2 races, that's close. I mean, we've talked about ties in the past, but dang, 3 ties for the top spots, right off the get go of the series.
oh yeah, that thing's heating up. I mean, Atlanta provided a great race. Everybody, the people in the standings right there did a great job. Everybody had a decent finish in the first race for the 3 at Atlanta, and the points show how close the competition is, and we're kind of glad to see it that close. Nobody's running away with it yet. I actually, me myself, I really enjoy seeing myself in the top spot, even though I am tied with a great driver, BSR SS Joba. So that's going to be a tough spot to hold on to, but we'll take it for now and try to advance on that and try to at least maintain our lead there if at all possible.
Look even farther down that list. Look at BSR Mayhem and Steve Looney tied for 11th place, 18 back. What is that? Manny D and BSR Furco tied for 14th place, 21 back. Momo and Eli tied for 16th place. Another tie down there, 40 points back. Poor Boy and myself tied. What is that? 6, 7 ties right now. 2 races in.
That's pretty tight right there. Don't get much tighter than that. So that'll show you that the competition is heated up and they're all digging and trying to get the best finish they can, and the scoreboard's reflecting that.
Let's move on and take a look at Thursday night. Thursday night, the Cup Series also ran at Atlanta, and this Thursday, it was Rick Craddock, the sponsor, alongside Drunken Cow Jerky. Rick Craddock provides the trophy for this series, that great helmet trophy. At number 22, brand new car, great looking car for Rick, brings home the victory in the Cup Series at Atlanta.
Top 5, Larry?
1 second. I lost my segment.
Yeah, Rick Craddock, he got that brand new Indian car painted by our good friend BSR Wings. He put that thing in Victory Lane, and he is the 3rd person of 2019 to join the Victory Lane Club here at Bomb Squad Racing with that impressive win. Great run by Rick Craddock and the 22 team. And, that was another great race, and he pulled off that win. And I'll tell you, man, these wins in Atlanta, man, that's tough. It is a tough place. And like I said, Atlanta surprised me this week. It turned out to produce some great racing. And, I mean, that's all in the hands of the drivers, the great drivers that we had that put on these good shows. And Rick was fortunate enough to win top spot there. So, congratulations to him, and like I said, he joins the Victory Lane Club, 3rd driver inducted into the Victory Lane Club 2019.
Yes, he dominated. He led most laps, 86 of them. BSR Mayhem 2nd, Steve Looney 3rd, Nelly 4th, and BSR Terry Scott rounds out top 5.
Yeah, Rick did dominate, led a ton of laps in that race. Looks like Mayhem led quite a few as well. He led 24 laps, so Mayhem got a pretty good setup going on for Atlanta. He managed to lead the most laps in the Truck Series, led quite a few in the Cup Series as well. Look at BSR Wings down there, led a few laps, and it looks like almost everybody else in the top 5 managed to lead some laps. Steve Looney didn't get one in there, but managed a top 3 finish. That's going to be good for him in the point standings. Let's go take a look at the standings here after 2 races in the Cup Series. It is BSR Wings and Nelly tied for the top spot. Another tie for the top spot in 2 of the series so far. You got SS Joba sitting there in 3rd place, only down by 1 point. BSR Pockets sitting in 4th, only down by 3. And Momo tied for 5th place with Rick Craddock, down by 6 points. And as I look down this board, I see several more ties down there. A few drivers tied for 9th place, back by 11. Another tie
absolutely.
back
Yeah.
further down the list. A couple drivers tied for 44. A couple more drivers tied 50 down. Several ties just 2 races in.
Yeah, these drivers, they'll look at those points going into this week's action, and they'll kind of get an eye about who they're racing for to see if they can claw their way up there to the top spot that BSR Wings finds himself in. Great job, Wings, man. I mean, Wings is he's one of those drivers that is forced to drive a part-time schedule most of the year, but he's been fortunate enough to be able to make the majority of these races right here at the beginning of the season. And a lot of us might be happy that he is a part-timer and doesn't make all of these races, because he finds himself in the top spot with a great finish there. And we'll see what happens for the rest of the season. But that's a great position to find yourself in right there. It's as good as you can get currently in the 2019 Thursday Night Drunken Cow Jerky.com Cup Series action right there. BSR Wings, congratulations on having the top spot there, Wings.
Yeah, absolutely. I like seeing Wings up there at the top, and he's tied with another driver that is always tough to beat. Nelly, good competition at just about any track, so I would expect to see Nelly coming up this next week, possibly move into that top spot unless Wings can put together another good race at Vegas if he's able to make it.
Oh, yeah, the 103 team, Nelly and all of those guys over there on the 103 team be working hard this week, headed to Las Vegas to see if they can't knock their old buddy Wings off the top spot there. They're tied, so it's going to be, 3rd place SS Joba back 1 point, myself 3 points back, almost 6 points back. So, in each one of those positions, plus you figure in the bonus point for leading the most lap, a lot of, this is apt to change here coming this week, and we'll keep you up to date next Tuesday night on the spotter stand of all the action coming up this week.
Let's take a look at Friday night. Friday night, the Xfinity Series also ran at Daytona, and this Friday, it was Steve Looney in that all-tech NXS ride that brought home the victory at Atlanta. Steve Looney, I don't know. This may be his first victory. He may have won a race or two last season. He's always running up towards the front, always getting a pretty good finish, but bringing home the victory, top spot at Atlanta in the Xfinity Series this week.
Yep.
Steve Looney. 2nd was Monty Keller. 3rd was Texan Terry Scott. 4th, and Pockets rounds out the top 5.
Terry Scott, another one of those drivers that he's not making a lot of noise right now, but he's silently placed himself in the contention for being in the top spot there. And what a great win by Steve Looney! What a great racer, man! I mean, he, if you kind of keep an eye on Steve during these races, he doesn't make a lot of noise at the beginning. He kind of works on his stuff, kind of keeps to himself. Him and his team work hard to try to advance throughout the race, and you can just see the progression that team's making. And on Friday night, they finally got everything nailed down just exactly right, and they pulled off that win. So congratulations to him, and he also gets to slide right into the Victory Lane Club and enjoy the perks of being a race winner here at Bomb Squad Racing. So congratulations to Steve.
Yep, great job, Steve. He's probably got an ear on us out there. I know he is adminning over at SMO tonight, but he did say he would have his ears on here at the spotter stand and at least be listening while he's racing and adminning over there. So great job, Steve. Hope you are tuning in to us, man. We're looking forward to seeing you on the track tomorrow night. And you see, I actually got a third place there and managed to lead the most laps in that race. I finally had one good race at Atlanta out of all three of the series. That was definitely my best race.
I kind of had a little bit of bad luck there. I ended up blowing first gear, and it cost me with all the pit stops we had going on.
Well, Texan, in your defense, you only made 2 of them, so you did okay in 2 of them. In the 2 that you made,
Yeah, 1 out of 2 ain't
middle
bad,
one.
I guess.
No.
Well, we got one more series to talk about with you guys tonight. Oh, well, I guess we should probably take a look at the points after 2 races. Look who's at the top again. And it's another tie. So currently we have a tie for all 3 of the major series here. The truck, the cup, and the Xfinity. There is a tie for the lead. And again, it's BSR Pockets. This time tied with myself, BSR Texan, for that top spot. And Steve Looney with the victory, moving up 2 places to take over third, only down by 1 point. And it's another tie for 4th place by Nelly and BSR Hot Rod, down by 7. I guess, after 2 races, I guess that's kind of to be expected. There's a lot of ties. I see more drivers tied down there, down by 16 is Wings and Jimmy Dale. Down by 32, you got another tie back there. Poor Boy and Randy C. I guess after just 2 races, you would kind of expect to see a few ties, but there's a lot of ties in these standings of all 3 series. I know that's going to change next week when we go to Vegas, but a tie for the top spot in all 3 after 2 races, man, that's crazy.
This is what I love about the spotter stand right here. So, because I can kind of follow along with everybody else. Now, headed to Las Vegas, I can see 2 people that I really need to race hard with, and that would be yourself, BSR Texan, and the aforementioned Steve Looney, the number 21. We'll be keeping an eye on them to try to secure and hold on to our top spot in the points there. So this is pretty interesting stuff.
What you talking about?
Welcome, SS Joey. You made it in here just in time because we're fixing to move on to the team series where we're going to be doing a little talking about your team. So, yeah, you can get in on this. You made it
I'm
in
not
here right
talking
on
about
time.
them.
Wait a minute. Ain't I tied in the points?
Yeah, we done went past that. You're late.
Oh, I'm late. I got you. So
Yeah,
I came in
yeah, we
late
done
when you said you had to worry about Steve Looney and that guy.
Yeah, we done talked about you.
Yeah, you're tied in the points for another series. I believe what was the truck
Wednesday.
series? Yeah, Wednesday night.
Yes.
You're
And 1
tied.
point behind on the cup, right?
Yeah, 1 point, or you're not very far back in the cup, and you're actually not doing too bad here. You're 7th place, only down by 11 on Friday night.
Friday.
So.
Yeah.
Let's move on and go and talk about Saturday night. Saturday night is the team series, Battle of the 6 Flavors plus Wolf Bites. Saturday night we ran at Daytona again, and it was the 3rd race of the season overall and the 2nd time that we ran in the trucks in this series. Only the 2nd time ever that we've run the trucks in the team series. And we are 3 races in to season number 37. And once again this week, wouldn't you know it, BSR Momo and that Reaper flavored Drunken Cow Jerky truck brings home the victory for his team. The Reaper team, they have won all 3 races that we've had in this series so far. So, we've talked about it before. You and Momo, Poor Boy's on y'all's team as well, right? I mean, all 3 of you guys, great super speedway racers, and when you put together a team like that, it's just they're hard to beat. I mean, you can do all you can to work against those guys, but what as much green flag racing as we have in these races, it comes down to who is on that lead draft at the end. And most of the time, you got a car or maybe 2 from each of the teams, but when you got 2 cars from one team still on the lead draft at the end of the race, it's hard to work against those guys and beat them. You guys have done a great job this season. You got a commanding lead in the points. Hats off to the Reaper team. You guys have been kicking ass. I just hope that you got some trouble coming your way.
I'm
Me too.
hoping we
I hope you
don't.
got trouble too. I tell you
I'm
what,
hoping we
Carolina
don't.
Reaper, that's the hottest flavor of drunken cow jerky, and it's transferring over to the Saturday night team series, Battle of the Six Flavors and Wolf Bites. And that Carolina Reaper team is on fire, man. They've won the first 3 races, and looks like they claim they're not finished with those wins. They're out for a championship to bring home that championship in the Saturday night team series under the Carolina Reaper Drunken Cow Jerky flavor banner. So great job to those guys. They're doing a hell of a job.
Thank you, sir.
I have got the race results from this race, and that's wait a minute. I forgot to turn off the other ones. I have to layer these on my other monitor because they don't always fit, so I have to click them off each time we end with a series so I can uncover the next one. It is, of course, the Reaper team that took the top spot. The original team ended up with the next closest finish. Wolf Bites ended up bringing home a decent finish for their team. Teriyaki, the finishing positions, where is that? Is that even on here, Larry? We can't see the actual position.
No, the way they do the points, they have to take it out and move it around and everything. Since the way we score, we score the
Right.
top driver from each team, 3 drivers on the team, yada yada, and so we don't really have a individual standings. This is just the total after all of it was said and done.
Yeah, if you look over at the actual points over there, you can kind of gauge about where they finished. The Reaper team brought home team 1 and 2. Spot 1 and 2. So they kept that original team. Their top finisher actually got 3rd place points. That's why there's such a gap there between the 48 points and the 41. Plus, the Reaper team managed to lead the most laps, and it doesn't look like the original team had any laps there. So
if you go to the team and then click on the like the results, like you would see the top 5. The next 3 places were all flavor cars, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then it was either Fox or Wings, or somebody was in between, and then Beer Bacon finished 7th, and then Ghost finished 8th, and then Hot was back to 14th.
It was Wings in that spot.
That's who I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. I know Fox and them were up there in between somewhere too.
yeah, and actually, it looks like out of the top finishers for each team, most of those drivers were able to lead at least 1 lap or more to get a bonus point for their team. The original team, their top finisher did not lead a lap, and the Hot team, their top finisher did not lead a lap either. That's a big part of this. Like I said the other week for the other series, if you can stay out, get a bonus point, lead a lap. I know my team and we're on Whisper, and we talk about that during the race. That make sure that all 3 of your drivers, if they get an opportunity, stay out and lead at least 1 lap. That way, that's 1 extra bonus point for your team, no matter which of the drivers takes that top finishing position for your team.
Yeah, there's my man Randy Catflin, my teammate. He's telling us, don't worry, we'll get them. We still got plenty of races. This is not even nowhere near over. So we'll see if the mighty can be taken down a notch there. The mighty Carolina Reaper team.
You
We'll
wrote
get
down
him,
the
Randy.
point spread?
That 20 points. That 20 points is a big ticket to overcome, though, Pockets. With
Yeah,
only
20-point
7 races
lead.
to go.
Let's go take a look here at the actual
Look at the
standings.
points. Hell, I didn't know it was 20 points.
Yeah, it is 20
Yeah.
points. They have won all 3 of the first races, which that's big bonus points. Plus, I think they have led the most laps in at least 2
In
of
every
those.
one of them.
And we
Every
finished
one.
1-2 in all 3 of them too, I believe, or 1-2
Yes.
in 2 of them.
Yeah, definitely at least in 2, but I do believe you're right. I think it was all 3, Joba.
Well, as you can see, all the rest of the teams, the points are actually really close.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
Ghost in second place down by 20. Then Teriyaki down by 23. Beer Bacon by 25. Original by 26. Wolf Bites by 27. and then Hot rounding out the field down by 35. But yeah, when you look at the 25, 26, 27, only 1 point separating Beer Bacon, Original, and Wolf Bites. Only 3 points from Ghost to Teriyaki, 2 points from Teriyaki to Beer Bacon. So second place through sixth place, points still extremely close, but that's a big
7 points.
That's a big deficit there. 20 points. There's a lot of races. We still got 7 races left to go in the series, so there's plenty of time to make up points. But if these guys keep finishing top 5 regularly, 20 points is going to be real hard to make up. We're going to have that whole team have some bad luck in at least 2 of the races.
I know the 6 other flavors better get their act together and start working against them.
Hey.
All I know
Where's
is
the hate?
that overconfidence
hate.
is a killer. So we'll see if that holds true.
Well, good luck with that, guys.
You heard it here on the spotter stand. Good luck with that, guys. He doesn't have very much confidence.
I'm serious. I want
he
you
doesn't
guys
have
to-
very much confidence
I want
in
you
us.
guys have good luck. Trying to soak up that lead.
He just called out all 6 flavors. You believe that? On the spotter stand live.
Did I do that?
We'll see what happens.
Did I just do that?
You just did that. We'll see what happens this coming Saturday.
Yes, we will.
Well, let's
Fight
move over.
nice, kiddos.
Go ahead, Trish.
I said, fight nice, kiddos.
We try. All right, folks. I got to get out of here. Thanks
See you,
for
Joba.
All right,
Thanks
later,
for
we'll
stopping
be
in.
glad to stop by, bud.
Roger that.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right, let's move over. Take a look at the bonus points and the Victory Lane Club here as we are now 2 races into this 2019 season. And I've got the cup up first. Hang on. All right, there is the truck bonus points. It was BSR Hot Rod taking the victory, moving over into the Victory Lane Club. And as you can see, even though Quack has won the Daytona, I went ahead and moved him over there into the winner race box. Just put the 0 so far by his bonus points because he's got the 3 from Daytona. And still, though, Quack with the 3 bonus points, leading the top of the totals at the moment. Several drivers with 2, several drivers with 1. Long season left to go. We got truck's not as long as the rest, but still we've got 11 races left in this segment before the truck chase starts, and several more bonus points to hand out in this series. And move on to the Xfinity. The Xfinity was Steve Looney taking the victory, moving into the Victory Lane Club, grabbing the bonus points, and I moved Pockets over there into the Victory Lane Club there with the 0 by his name because he's got the 3 for Daytona. And it is Pockets top of the board here in this series with 4 bonus points so far going into his chase. Steve Looney up there with 2, several other drivers with 2, a few with 1. And this is a 2-segment series. We've got, I think, 11 races in one segment, 12 races in the other. So a lot of racing left to go here in the Xfinity before we come into the chase and see what's going to happen there. And in the Cup Series, it was Rick Craddock that took the victory and earned himself a bonus point. And again, I moved Pockets over there into the Victory Lane Club. Pockets with 2 victories at Daytonas to start out the season. Pockets tied for 2 of the points lead so far going into this season. And it is Pockets. No, not Pockets. Look, it's Momo. I was about to give that away to Pockets. Momo with the lead right now in bonus points with 4 of them. Pockets.
Yeah, he got a couple of those bonus points from some of the special pre-season events that we had that transferred over into the total for the bonus points. So that's what got him into that position there.
Yeah, that Bulls Trucking shootout with the 2 bonus points.
Yep.
Got him a few, and then he managed the top 5 at Daytona and the top 5 in the AK Daytona. So that's where he gets his 4 from. The list pretty long in this series already with drivers over there in the totals box, and a lot of racing left to go here. We still got 11 races in segment 1, 13 races coming up in segment 2. gonna be a lot of racing, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna see where everybody's gonna stand. We know it's gonna be close going into the chase, and we're all gonna be fighting all season long for every bonus point that we can get.
Yeah, those total bonus points over there. That's where the magic happens right there. Those are the points that the drivers are going to be able to take into the last 10 races, the chase for the Drunken Cow Jerky Championship in each series. And this is where they're making their bonus points and working their way towards the last 10 races of each series. And this list, that's a pretty impressive list so far. And you know that list is only going to get bigger and better as we go. So we'll follow along with it here every Tuesday night on the Spotter Stand.
That's right, and I've tried to arrange it same as I did last year. The totals, you're just going to be lined up by your car number. So, when you look over that box, you want to find out where you're at, just numerical order from car number down. And I'm going to do the same thing this year with the winner race as I add people to it. Those winner races, instead of being lined up by who's got the most bonus points, I'd have to be switching names around every week as people earn more points. So I just line them all up by your car number, and you just look for what car number you are and look down the list. You'll be able to see how many points you have compared to everybody else.
Absolutely. Well, we're headed to Vegas, so Vegas is that's a big gambling town, and that'll be a good place for some people to gamble and maybe put themselves into a little bit better position than the points. And I know that the 38 Drunken Cow Jerky Hot Team's looking forward to Las Vegas. I think we do fairly decent there, so we're gonna go and try to put on a good show for everybody, and be glad to see everybody else come out racing hard at Las Vegas this week.
Yeah, now all 3 series are on again this week. Is that right? Truck, Cup, and
correct.
Xfinity?
Yes, sir.
That is right.
So we'll be at Vegas Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. I believe Saturday night we will be back at Talladega in the Cup cars in the Team Series. So we're looking forward to another great week of racing here. It's a full week. All 4 nights are going to be running. I like Vegas. I think most everybody likes Vegas. It's going to be a good track. We had some great racing at Atlanta, and I'm sure we're going to repeat it again this week at Las Vegas. So we can't wait to see you guys on the track tomorrow night and for the rest of the week. I appreciate everybody who tuned in live out there. All you guys, thanks a lot for tuning in, watching us, and keeping up with the Spotter Stand. And, of course, thanks to Pockets and Hot Rod and Trish for helping out, showing up here tonight. We will see you guys on the track tomorrow night.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Check out the streams right along with us as we race. And as always, check back next Tuesday night. We'll be right here on the Spotter Stand. Thanks for tuning in. Holla.
Have a good night. See you tomorrow.